Hey, yo, what's good? Welcome to the Sideline Story. This is the Dallas Mavericks Chronicles episode 2 featuring my boy King Eli. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going down? What's going down?
Well, I pulled up on me today, man. We're going to discuss the first game of the in-season tournament for the Mavericks. We was at Denver, high altitude, But, hey, give me your first impressions of the court. What was you thinking when you saw the court?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was like, man, if I had one of them conditions that put me into like, seizure or something like that, I do not watch that, bro. Because it's too. I don't know, man. It's too much. I don't know. It's too much. I needed
Uh,
normal. Then I didn't understand what the numbers meant. I had to look that shit up. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was a zip code, but I had to look it up just to make sure.
so when the game started, what I noticed was it had good pace. It had very good pace, pretty much up and down. A lot of offensive showcasing, but that's pretty normal for today's NBA. We got to see Luca and Jokic. They started pretty early for the most part. Michael Porter Jr. actually had a fast start. I believe he had 9 points in the first quarter, and he showed that he could score in various ways. I know he had a corner three. He was open for transition dunk. He was getting to the paint, and that's another thing too about this Dallas Mavericks defense. What's able to be had in the paint is definitely that's something to that's cause for concern for sure. What was some of the early impressions that you caught on?
Um, did Derek start?
Yeah.
He did. Okay. It My first impressions is like, man, some teams have just more of an advantage, more advantages over another team. You know what I mean? Not saying all teams, what I'm saying, don't have advantages, what I'm saying, because every team does, but Denver, they're longer. And you saw it. We really couldn't do anything. Like you said, it was a buffet in the paint, man. They go in there, bro. Shit, let me see what I want, bro. I want sesame chicken, fried rice. You know what I'm saying? They get
Mm,
their pickings, bro. It's ridiculous right now. And I thought Derek Lively would kind of tame some of that, and he did. But then it's like they took him out, and then they went small. So then they started putting Grant Williams on on um
Jokic.
on Jokic, and I'm like, yo, what are we doing here, man? I get it. He's strong. He got a good
Mhm.
base, but you got to have some length in front of this dude to even do something to his shot. You know what I'm saying? He was feasting, especially in the fourth. But when we get back to his first quarter, it was no defense on our end whatsoever. I mean, that's really has been our Achilles heel. I mean, I know we've been winning, but at the same time, we had to come back after these, first quarter of poor defense. It's like they gotta wake up their legs or something like that. I don't get it, man. If we let them get 40 on us in the first quarter, it's ridiculous.
This was one of the teams that can actually we got to face a team that could go blow for blow with us on offense. Because I know coming into the game, we wanted the better offensive teams in the NBA, but like this is another beast right here because it's like when Michael Porter starts going, Jamal Murray, who had 18 points, 13 assists, underrated passer. They started off 5 for 5 from three. Both teams was definitely careless with the basketball, but I feel like it's the second chance points. It's the offensive rebounds. I believe they had 19 offensive rebounds for the entirety of the game, and that leads to like a lot of second chance points, a lot of extra plays, a lot of extra possessions. And I feel like that was something we just got overwhelmed. Back to your Derek Lively point, I think what happened was it was a case of him just being overwhelmed because Jokic and Embiid are obviously the two best bigs in the game, and there's going to be a lot of nights where Derek Lively might not have to deal with that type of competitive play from his position, but he got to see firsthand what the upper echelon looks like at that center position. And the thing about Jokic is he's a three-level scorer, so he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And you as a rookie, and I mean this with all due respect, you kind of don't stand any chance because Jokic, he shot two threes, he made both his threes. His touch around the rim, I noticed that last night, like the little floater from like free throw line under, it's automatic. Jokic shot 14 for 16 for 87.5% last night. He missed two shots. When he's having a game like that, it's kind of nothing you could do.
Mhm. I mean, looking at it, I think we got exposed too. I feel like when we went coming out of the offseason, we thought that we addressed our wings, but it looked like that still lacking size in the wing position. You know what I'm saying? Like the dudes that we do have that length, You know what I'm saying? On the wing, like they not really playing. I mean, you got Josh Green, he's 6'7". All right, cool. But like when it come against Denver, I mean, yo, we couldn't do anything. Even when we was running up on them and they was on the 3-point line, it's like trying to put a hand in what face? Like they not seeing it, bro. It's busting.
But to that point, though, I kind of want to. That team is very unique because of like the length and athleticism of the Nuggets. You got like Michael Porter Jr. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is a big guard. Aaron Gordon him and Michael Porter, like those guys are like the long athletic players. So it's like it's not that many teams that got the type of personnel. So it's gonna be kind of difficult for pretty much every team that they play against because like they could shoot, they could take the ball off the dribble, they could go one-on-one. There's a lot of ways that they can score. They just have an advantage that a lot of teams don't have the fortune to have. And I feel like they create mismatches all over the court, So that's something that they definitely pose. One thing I want to talk about, Luka. How you feel? It's like when he goes to the rim, he doesn't get the call that he wants.
Right.
He's fussing at the referee.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the transition is taking place, it's like 4-on-5. I heard a commentator say, I believe it was I can't remember who covered. It may have been Doc Rivers. He said something along the lines of, it's kind of like it's not Luka's fault necessarily because he was the one participating in the shot. I like Doc, but that right there, I kind of wasn't rocking with because
Wait,
it's like,
hold on. Can you say that one more time, bro? I think they would have my head.
well, okay, so when Luka, when he goes into the paint, he shoots,
Yeah.
he shoots a shot, his shot attempt goes up. He doesn't make it, but he feels like he gets fouled. He kind of he does this thing where he kind of looks at the ref slowly and he starts to trail up the court very slowly, if he even goes. And it's like you create a 4-on-5 mismatch on defense. Doc Rivers was like, I don't want to misinterpret what I believe he said, but I think he said something along the lines of, it's not necessarily Luka's fault because he just shot the jumper. But at the same time, it's like you still have to make some sort of effort to get down the court. And he did that on multiple occasions last night. And I felt like in transition, that was pretty good. They got contributions from a lot of people. So I think Jamal Murray and Michael Porter had 24. Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon both had 18 apiece.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and Reggie Jackson, he had a few good plays. And I don't know. I feel like back to the original point though, with the forwards, it's just mismatches, man. And they were just on point. At one point in the game, they even shot 75. They were shooting 75% from three. Or 85.7%.
Oh yeah, they was cooking. They were cooking. But hold on, I want to go back to the point you was making about the Luka point when you were saying I counted at least 11 fast break points that Denver got just off of Luka not getting back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about it. I think I get what Doc Rivers is saying, right? He is if you have a play design for your guy to go in, you know what I'm saying? You know how he is, and his game is tailored. Okay, his game is tailored to go into the paint. I got you. But if you have it where he's going like back to back, you know where he's going to get at mentally. You know where he's going mentally. He's going to start complaining. So you got to figure out other ways. You got to think about it. Anytime his supporting cast ain't doing what they supposed to do, he start doing this. I don't think people starting to pay attention. Tim Hardaway only had 9 points. He fucked me over in my parlay. Excuse my language. All right. He only had 9 points, bro. Grant Williams, he got what, 13? You know what I'm saying? Like he needs more from those guys. He needs more. Just off of that in general, bro. If they not hitting, bro, if you're not getting that going, it is none and void. None. And then on top of that, he had 9 turnovers. So he was having a bad game. It's cool that he dropped 30, you know what I'm saying, 30 and 7, but he had 9 turnovers. So that means how many times they scored off of those 9 turnovers? Every time. You know what I'm saying?
He was very careless with the ball, especially
Very careless, very sloppy with the ball, bro. So it's like he starts playing bad. He gets in his own head. He missed his easy, layup because he's chunkier than everybody. He's not out of shape, but he's bigger than everybody. You know what I'm saying? To an extent, when he go to that part, he should be feasting too. It should be a buffet, but it's like he always dropped the food off his plate, bro. He don't never finish. I don't know, bro. Then he blames the ref, but it's you not finishing, Luka. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
No. This is what you're here for. But
I don't want to say they scored off of every turnover, but
it felt like it.
if yeah. I mean,
You kind of tell what type of night he was gonna have early on because there was a lot of he overthrew a lot of the passes. A lot of the passes was careless. He was kind of careless with the ball. I mean, it was a sloppy game for the most part on both teams. But he had a good game, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He shot 54% from three. I felt like we had a good offensive game. Putting the ball in the basket wasn't necessarily an issue for us. The problem is a good offensive team played a spectacular offensive team. And that's the thing. Like Jokic and Murray, like what is this? They combined for over 20 assists, so the ball was definitely moving. Everybody was touching it, especially in the starting lineup. You know, we got a plethora of points in the starting lineup, and I feel like they just showed it really is levels. And I want to give them their credit because it's like a lot of people when you create the tier list, like they the clear cut favorite in the West right now. Just the way they're playing, it looked like they put last season in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamal Murray said, I already put last season behind me. You could tell they don't have no type of championship hangover. You know what I'm saying? They came out. They definitely 5 different players hit a 3 at one point. I want to touch back on the offensive rebound as far as like Derek Lively, like Powell and Grant Williams. Like it's like you can't box them out because this team is not even just Jokic though. You got Michael Porter, you got Aaron Gordon. It's not just them. I mean, it's not just that one player. It's everybody.
It's everybody, bro. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, bro. They don't put bodies on people. They don't box out. They don't. That's a part of the problem. They would add 4 to 5 rebounds a game just if they just put a body on somebody. Put a body on the shooter. Just put a body, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all trying to get back in transition, bro. But somebody, bro. Put 2 people got to be down there. A triangle. You know what I'm saying? If that's a priority, I get it. But they trying to get back, bro. They trying to go. I think Derek Lively does a good job with the offensive side of rebounds. He's given us at least 2 or 3 second chance baskets. You know what I'm saying? So I get that to him. He is one of our better offensive rebounds, but that's it. We don't have more size behind him.
Yeah.
It's the White Powell. We haven't even seen Rashard Holmes yet this year, bro. We haven't even seen him yet. So
the White Powell had 1 rebound last game.
Jesus Christ. My God.
Luka Doncic, he had 10. Lively had 4. Grant Williams had 5. But it's just it's the length aspect of it. Like this is it's a lengthy athletic team, So I feel like that advantage it was apparent last night. How you feel about Kyrie coming back off the toe? He looked good in certain spots. I wanted him to be honest with you. I wanted Kyrie to be more aggressive, but I kind of felt like he was definitely trying to dish out the ball, give everybody a touch. I kind of saw that early. He'll just pick his spots. That's kind of what he is on this team. I feel like he could be more aggressive at times because he's still one of the best creating point guards we've ever seen. And I kind of wanted him to get in that bag.
Okay. I think he looked off, bro. To me, he looks off. He's been looking off all year, honestly. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Those normal layups he make, you know what I'm saying, with contact, he been like, missing them, bro. He hasn't had that burst as normal. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really seen him just drive. It's been more pull-ups, nice, good mid-range. And I take that back what I said when we was at the game. I was like, bro, who got a mid-range game? And I was like, bro, I had to look at it some more. Timmy got a nice little mid-range, so does Kyrie, but we get back to that.
I actually like the game that Kyrie had.
Yeah, I feel like they did, but Jesus, what's going on?
4 steals.
Yeah. I'll go ahead, bro.
I like the game that he had. One thing about Kyrie that I'm noticing is he's fully embraced being second fiddle to Luka. Like you can see it. You see it in the game. The younger Kyrie, when he was playing with LeBron, maybe in Kyrie's mind, it felt like they were equals because Kyrie was just as spectacular as LeBron was a lot of the time too. First, especially from like the offensive end, pretty much. But on this team, you kind of tell that he's embraced that second role. He kind of just lay back, just averages 20, close to 8, 9 assists, do his thing. And I like Kyrie in that role too, but I just wish he could be more aggressive. Like this is a game where I felt like him having 28 and Luka still having 34, I feel like that would have went a long way, just to see that. You could tell they love playing with each other. I like this duo. I like this team. I think this team has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential. I just think, the lineups that they were coming out with last night was ridiculous. I mean, Grant Williams is 6'6". Is he on the yeah, well,
It's the look though, from a physicality standpoint. You would think that he would be able to hold his ground. It's just Jokic
I
just so
mean,
is better than everybody else.
it just doesn't. It's still it just so like another point I was gonna make about Kyrie. You can't. They tried to put Kyrie, Tim, and Luca on the floor, right? Can't. It's like that's one of the worst defensive lineups you could do, right? Who you supplement behind these two guys? Okay, you put Derek Lively, Grant Williams. It's not enough. Josh Green, you know what I'm saying? Dwight Powell, you know, it's not gonna work. You gotta have one or two of them on the court. It's either gonna be Kyrie and Tim, Luca Tim, or Kyrie Luca. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be that all three of them on the floor, bro. It doesn't match well with Denver. Maybe with other teams, but not Denver. Maybe when they did it against Memphis, yes, but not Denver. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different lineups. I feel like
relatively short team though. This team kind of this
that's
team.
what I'm saying. Like it just you saw it in Tim's, points. And then the way the offensive ball flow, it didn't even make it to Tim. Tim was on the court for I want to say 6 minutes, 7 minutes in the second half, right? Where he didn't even touch the ball. It was either Kyrie taking it or Luka taking it. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie or Luka, but the ball wasn't moving like it needed to.
I feel like this is just a bad matchup for the Mavericks. It's a taller team. I feel like they have more offensive creation. Between Jokic and Murray, like two players that are able to go off for 30 any given night, and on tonight they gave you over 20 assists combined. So it's like, and you got like Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. They got people that could shoot the ball. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, they got players that could shoot. Reggie Jackson, he could come off the bench and probably get hot. They got young athletic players. So it's like, from a matchup standpoint, I feel like this isn't good for us. I feel like this is one of those times where we was hitting our shots. We saw Josh Green hit some corner shots. We saw Grant Williams. We saw even Derrick Jones Jr. He didn't have much. What he had? He had 7, but I definitely saw him hit. He was 1 for 3. He hit a 3. We hit shots. They just hit more shots. They shot. I can't remember the totals from the 3, but they had a crazy shooting game too.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the first quarter, bro, it would have been a different game. Cause we outscored them the rest of the game. The second quarter we outscored them. Third quarter, fourth quarter we outscored them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just it would have been a different game, bro, if we had just came out. It would have been a close. Because if we came within, we cut it down within like 9 points
in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No, I mean multiple times, like from the second half on, like third, fourth. Yeah, we cut it in. Then they will come back. They hit one of those. Keep one of those guys to hit a 3. You know what I'm saying? And then there we go. We right back at it again. They're still doing that climb. They was climbing from the hole they put themselves in that first quarter. And then poor lineups during out the game. I mean, I feel like is it safe to say if J Kidd was there, bro, we would have seen some difference.
I don't know, because like we didn't really I feel like because it's like the issues. I feel like the issues still remain. Like we didn't have a bad game as a team. We just couldn't stop them consistently. That's the problem. Like they shot. Like Jokic was 14 for 16. It's nothing you could do about that. When he's shooting like that, you losing the game. Jamal Murray had 13 assists. I look at him. I'm not saying that he's not a passing point guard, but he's more of a scorer. He gives more scoring vibes. He could definitely go out there and give you 12 points in a quarter easily. But he was on distribution mode last night. Michael Porter had 24 points. When he's playing like that, you're not winning, bro. Aaron Gordon had 18. You know what I'm saying? You're not winning. That starting lineup is a walking mismatch.
Yeah.
For most of the league, if we're really being honest.
Yeah.
And we fell victim to that, That's all it is.
How tall is Jamal? Is Jamal what, 6'5"?
6'4",
6'4".
I think.
And
I
then
don't want to look at the Google joint because I don't.
I know. I feel you.
Mm,
Yeah, bro. They ain't got a dude. They ain't got a man less than 6'4", bro. Kadol, what he like? Cadwell, what is like? What
like
6'8"?
6'5".
I thought it was like 6'7".
Let me see. I think he like 6'5", 6'6", something like that.
Still crazy. Still a crazy ass lineup.
What is he? 6'5". Yeah, 6'5". But I mean, yeah. This was one of those games where, like I said, a good offensive team win against a great one. Like it's only so much you could do when Jokic is shooting 87% from the field, bro. Like his touch around the rim, but that little floater is it's automatic. It's nothing you can do. And I feel like Luka had a good game. We saw, like, other than the turnovers, Luka was pretty solid. He was amazing, actually. He was hitting his threes, he was passing, he was rebounding, he was creating, he was getting to the paint, he was having his way. You know what I'm saying? Using his size to create advantages on the offensive end. I feel like we didn't really have I don't believe anybody else scored 20 on the team. I think
That was it. Just Kyrie and Luka.
yeah, it was right. I'm sorry, Kyrie had 22, but after that, it was like a 9-point dip.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Williams and Josh Green both had 13 points. Tim Hardaway had a good start, but he couldn't really follow up.
Couldn't follow up on it.
Can I ask you a question? I
Yeah.
want to talk about real quick before we go. I want to talk about his green light. Sometimes is it a little too green?
I think last night was a byproduct of too green. Does that make sense?
Because it's like I'm all for him being aggressive. Some of those shots feel ill-advised.
The ones where he like do that like that stutter step and then pull up right in front of them, like where they like a foot in their face, and sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. That pull up right there, yeah, bro, that shouldn't be green lighted. Like him coming off a screen, coming off of picks, I'm cool off of that. You know what I'm saying? If they playing it low and you got that 3-4 foot buffer, go ahead, pull it, bro. I'm with you. Do that because that's your job. But at the same time, man, when you ain't hitting, bro, you need to pass the ball. Let that ball flow. Sometimes just letting the ball move around and gain air can, get somebody's shot going. It makes sense. The team rhythm kind of like starts to pick up when the ball is like floating, getting to touching multiple hands. I feel like it's 4 passes, all right, then let's get a shot going. You know what I'm saying? Like let's get 2 or 3 people. Let's get a couple more looks. You know what I mean? Or let's get this much in to the shot clock or whatever. Especially if you need a basket. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to grind it back, you need a basket. Come on, let's work this ball around. Not I'm finna pull up, and that's really what was going on. You had like Kyrie was 1 for 5 from 3-point. You know what I'm saying?
He was too.
Nasty. He been nasty all
Tim
year.
Hardaway was too.
Huh?
Tim Hardaway was too.
You see what I'm saying? So you got what's that? On average, they actually make 3, right? That's 3 from both of those guys. That's what's that? 12 more points. Where the score at? If we get 2 more threes from those guys, you know what I'm saying? If we get another one from we get something out of Derrick Jones Jr. Now I gotta expect shit from him now because he's been doing well. So now it's expectation. You know what I'm saying?
But see, we just didn't have a bad game. I feel like that's the thing,
Bro,
though. If you look at,
it was a bad game, bro.
I don't think it was.
Yes, it was. It was a terrible team game. If you only got buckets from Kyrie and Luka, bro, and you didn't get none from these other supporting guys who's supposed to be giving you 10 plus a game,
it's not a bad game. You gotta look at the circumstances too, though.
The ball wasn't moving. The ball wasn't moving like it needed to.
I really don't think it's a bad game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look at the circumstances. Like I said, one, playing in Denver is a mismatch. Maybe the biggest mismatch in the NBA. We already know why. I don't need to get into that. Second of all, you're going against one of the tallest teams, most athletic teams in the game. With two, they probably had the best 1-2 punch in the game. This is hostile environment. If you look at the players who shot 8 attempts or better, Josh Green 5 for 8, 62%. Tim Hardaway, he was probably the only one that shot bad, 3 for 8, 37. Kyrie 9 for 15, 60%. Luka 11 for 24, 45%. Grant Williams 4 for 10, 40%. He even was 3 for 7 for 3 for 42%. From the players that scored in double figures, it really wasn't a bad game. It's just that they had an offensive explosion. Like I said, at one point they were shooting like what 70, 80%. No, they shot 85% from three, and they shot 75% from the field. Denver just wasn't missing. And we scratched and clawed our way back. We only lost by 11 in hostile territory, high altitude on the road against the defending champs. We were right there. Only thing is, like, we just didn't have enough contributions. We needed like a third 20-point score. You know what I'm saying? Because if we had lost by like 7, you probably would have felt better than us losing by 11. It would have looked better. It's the optics. I feel like we had a cool game. I'm not mad at the performance. Luka had 9 turnovers. We got to take that into account. You know what I'm saying?
But we could have won this game.
Of course. But we just had an offensive explosion.
Everything you just said, bro. Everything you just said, bro. They had an offensive explosion, right? Okay, I got you. But look at what we left on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what you left on the table. You have 9 turnovers on the table. You left what? Let's say a good 8 open 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying, on the table. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the 9 turnovers from Luka. We're not talking about the other guys with their turnovers. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the unnecessary technical foul that Grant Williams got because he didn't get a call. Like, this shit that we left on the table. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That part of me makes it feel like this wasn't a really good game, because if they was on their shit, we would have been 5-0 right now.
Another thing that you got to remember too, the rebounding totals was 34 to 51. They could have really blew this game open. They out rebounded us severely, and we only lost by 11 on the road, hostile territory. I know
we've been getting out rebounds since I was a Mavericks fan, bro. Even when we had Tyson Chandler, we were still getting out rebounded, bro. Yes,
that's the thing about this game. I felt like we did a lot bad, but we only lost by 11 on the road. Like, another thing too, like Tim Hardaway, he didn't get into double digits. Dwight Powell having 1 rebound. That was Derek Lively didn't get into double digits. Like, to be honest with you, the Derek Lively aspect that we rave about so much, it was non-existent last night. I didn't see Luka spamming the pick and roll, trying to get him rolled into the basket. I didn't get to see Derek Lively's creation in the paint. I didn't get to. He was absent.
How much pick and roll did we see last night?
I don't really know. I didn't keep track. I didn't keep track. A lot of things just weren't present last night because we found us, like, I feel like the first half was cool. It was really like the third and fourth quarter. We kind of found ourselves trying to claw back into the game. We got it we got it into single digits a few times. We just couldn't stop them consistently. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, I just feel like it was a bad game. And
I feel you.
You know, I get the good side to look at it and like how close we were.
Right.
You know, it would have felt good to get this W. That's all. Maybe I'm just salty.
It would definitely feel good. This the finish chance would have been 5-0. We would have been riding on the high. Of course it would. It would have been great, actually. I think this was a good one, though, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
That's definitely the Dallas Mavericks Chronicles, episode 2, Denver Nuggets.
Hold on, hey, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
See Derek Lively shoot that corner 3, bro.
You know what's crazy? In the fourth, my allergy medicine started kicking in, so I was in. He missed it badly.
Oh man, it went over like I ain't never seen him go over the backboard like clean, like a rainbow. Like,
was the shot clock like? Was the shot
clock? It's corner 3, by the way.
Shortest 3.
No, he overshot that John.
He overshot the shortest 3.
Overshot. Yeah, I was like, yo, it's all right, man. Get your head back in the paint, nigga.
I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, man, I appreciate you sliding through, man. Definitely gonna have you back for some more Mavericks content.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man.
Peace.
Peace out.